How's it going, everyone? It is Liam Catterson here, and welcome to Season 2 of Supernatural. I am very excited to get into this season, and like with all shows that get a second season, I am very intrigued to see how this season compares to the first season. And not just that, though, but just to see it unfold overall, especially coming into this episode where when we last left off with Supernatural, we had that ending, and I'm not gonna lie, I am very, very worried coming into this episode because I do kind of expect some kind of consequences to what happened at the end, especially to Dean, because prior to the truck smashing into the car, he already lost quite a bit of blood anyways with that demon that was possessing John, the demon that took Mary, that took Jess. And yeah, I am very, very concerned with where they might be going in terms of in terms of Dean's sake, because I don't think that they're going to end season 1 like that, and coming to season 2, by the end of this episode, everyone's all fine and dandy, no injuries, all that jazz. I am very, very concerned that we might be having some kind of, I don't know, negative kind of setback for the boys, if anything. So we'll just have to wait and see what does happen. But no, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this season fares, because I really loved the first season. It was a very great way to introduce me into the supernatural world. And I'm hoping that season 2 just expands on my admiration for this show. So, yeah, with that said, let's get into season 2. This is episode 1 of season 2 for Supernatural. Let's go.
I'll kill you, I swear to God.
You won't. You're saving that bullet for someone else.
Okay, so it's not the demon.
You want to bet?
Are you sure you want... Oh!
You have to stay still.
Shit. I mean, they gotta be. At least Dean's gotta be.
I think I was in a car accident with my dad and my brother. I just need to find them.
She's not acknowledging him. No one's going to be able to acknowledge him, are they? Oh my god. No.
He won't know his full condition until he wakes up.
No, we're not having the if talk.
I have to be honest.
Doc, I'm
most
waking
people
up.
with his degree of injury wouldn't have survived this long. He's fighting very hard.
Fuck.
But you need to have realistic expectations, son.
No.
Come on.
All right, I'll check under every stone.
Look at John.
Where's the Colt?
I don't think
Your
that...
son is dying.
Yeah,
I'm
that
worried
shouldn't
about
be a
the Colt.
priority
They're
at this moment.
hunting this demon, and maybe it's hunting us too. Well, you sure know something.
Okay, so he's suspicious.
Oh man, Dean is gonna be pissed.
Oh. Look. It has to be repaired.
Sam, if there's only one working part, that's enough. We're not just gonna give up on.
Or is this just a parallel to... Yeah, the car and Dean.
Here,
Which I guess
Yeah,
is
that's
pretty
what you get this
apt,
stuff for.
considering Dean is currently in a bit of a limbo.
John, what with this?
Don't tell me it's effect... Well, they're not going to hear Dean.
I can't.
Can they not hear her struggling, though? Or she can see him. That's why they can't... Okay.
I thought this was your obsession too. This demon killed your mother, killed your girlfriend. You begged me to be part of this hunt. Now, if you killed that damn thing when you had the chance, none of this would have happened. It was
Come
possessing
on.
you, Dad. I would have killed you too.
Yeah,
And your brother would be awake right now.
You don't need to damn Sam like
Never taken
this.
you along in the first place. I knew it was a mistake.
I said shut up!
Is Dean having a... Oh, No, 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 no.
Still no pulse.
No, Dean, don't do this shit.
Clear.
Dean, don't do this shit.
Clear.
We have a pulse. We're back into sinus rhythm.
I'm stressed.
It's got a lot of different names. By location, crisis apparitions, fetches. I think it's happening to us.
I've never heard of
If it
those
is,
terms.
It means there were spirits of people close to death.
Anyone who's like Dean
we're
and
gonna
Tessa
No.
in
Not if
this
we hold on.
limbo.
Our bodies can get better. You can snap right back in there and wake up.
Then I'll be back.
Wait, Sam. I promise. I won't hunt this demon. Not until we know Dean's okay.
You better be sticking to your guns about that, John, because
I gotta say, I'm impressed.
this is a bigger priority.
Alright, let's call it.
Time of death, 5:11 p.m.
At least she's not suffering anymore.
Oh my god.
I don't think it's killing people. I think it's taking them. You know, when their time's just up.
Kind of like a Grim Reaper, and yeah.
Dean, is it after you?
Is it the because I know they mentioned there's multiple Reapers in the Faith episode.
Dad.
I swear, if he's gone after the demon, crying out loud, John.
You know, you read the most interesting things. For example, did you know that Reapers can alter human perception? I sure didn't.
Oh my god.
Basically, they can make themselves appear however they want.
Here she
Like,
is.
say, a pretty girl. You're much
Def-
prettier than the last Reaper I met.
Everyone.
We're talking. The hell do you want to talk about?
How death is nothing to fear.
No! Get away from Dean!
End him. End him.
Why the wrist? Always go for the wrist!
I want to trap you. I want to make a deal.
No. Hey! No. Let's...
Dean, are you here?
whatever this thing really is as well, we are not making
Find this in the
deals.
book. Dean, you gotta hold on. You can't go, man. Not now. We're just starting to be brothers again. Can you hear me?
Look, I'm sure you've heard this before.
Oh my heart.
You gotta make an
It's an honorable death. A warrior's death.
What,
I'll
being
pass on
pelted
72
by the
virgins,
truck?
Thanks. I'm not that into prude chicks anyway.
That's funny. You're very cute, but you'll even get violent.
What are you saying?
Dean. How do you think angry spirits are born?
Because they
Can't let
refuse
go.
death.
And they can't move on. And you're about to become one. The same
But John's
thing
gonna
you
make a
hunt.
deal, and I'm worried where this is gonna go. Oh.
John, not yet. You still need to sweeten the pot.
With what?
There's something else I want. As
Just-
much as that gun.
His life.
Maybe more.
It's time to put the pain behind you.
Oh my god.
What the hell?
You can't do this! Get away!
What's happening?
Shit. Woo.
Today's your lucky day, kid.
Yep, there we go. Oh, and he's back.
Yeah, I'm just a little tired.
Liam's suspicious.
Do you mind getting me a cup of caffeine?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Liam is like... Nope.
You come up to me and you put your hand on my shoulder and you'd look me in the eye and you'd...
Fuck. I don't like this talk.
You'd say it's okay, Dad.
I don't like where this talk is going.
I'm sorry. That I am so proud of you.
Is really you talking?
Yeah. It's suspicious, isn't it?
Why are you saying this stuff?
Because I know where this is going.
I want you to watch out for Sammy, okay?
No! Getting upset.
Okay, stop compression.
Oh.
Still no pulse.
Okay, that's it, everybody.
Oh, fuck.
Time of death, 10:41 a.m.
Fuck me. Oh my god. I mean, these boys can't catch a fucking break. Yeah, that was tough. That first episode, and you know, I wouldn't have expected like John to, yeah. And it's just really, really sad, but also very, very, I guess, poignant with how much his sons really mean to him. And this was it, though, with him hunting out for the demon. There was that conflict because he's going to do anything for his sons, and he loves them so much that, especially with this thing being a huge catalyst to what exactly happened with Dean's situation, etc. He'll do anything to fend it off. And you just felt that conflict because you're like, you need to lay off, especially with Dean. He is not in the best of conditions. In fact, he is closing in on death's door, and you need to prioritize Dean at this moment, but you also understand it as well. Especially with how this thing has taken his wife, and now it could be responsible for Dean's death, because as we saw at the beginning, that truck driver was possessed. So he is not going to stop hunting for it, especially if this thing was responsible, really. But also this thing has been has been a thing that he has been so focused on ending all of this time that it got to the point where he chastised Sam for not killing him when he had the chance. And I just feel like with John's death, yeah, I just feel like, I mean, both Dean and Sam, I feel like, are going to go through their own bouts of guilt. Especially for Sam, that it didn't matter that it didn't matter in the end because John still died. Regardless, and he's going to be blaming himself in regards to not finishing this thing when he had the chance. Of course, hindsight is 2020. He didn't know that John would make this sacrifice play, but still, you can't help but feel like it didn't matter in the end. John died, and with that conversation, or that lecture, I would say, that John had with Sam, that's going to be weighing on his mind with John's death, contemplated. So, and with Dean, I just feel like I just feel like his mentality is going to take a real hit this season, especially with the fact that John gave his life for Dean. And John's always been out there for Dean. He just expressed how proud he was, and Dean always looked up to John. So I feel like both the boys are going to have, and this is going to invoke more emotional moments between the boys, because we obviously had their own thoughts in terms of their own experiences of growing up with John, and how different that was. But I feel like with this season, it's going to expand in terms of guilt. I feel like Sam is definitely going to feel that kind of responsibility that it didn't matter in the end, and he should have killed John when he pleaded him to do so in the finale of last season. With Dean, he is just going to feel so much guilt that John decided to give his life up, and that's not even that's not even all of it, because of course John offered the cult to the demon. So I feel like these next few episodes are definitely going to hit emotionally, in terms of guilt, in terms of the cult. So yeah, and it's really, really sad because we haven't seen John that much in terms of, like, we only saw him in episode 16. We saw a bit of him in episode 9 of last season, and then we saw like 10 minutes of him in episode 16, and then the final 3 episodes he was there. So we didn't get too much of John, but we know how much he is very, very influential in terms of the boys. He is a very, very key figure to them, and we also sympathize with the boys because of their different experiences with John, especially with Dean, who idolized him, and we have Sam and John, who are quite alike, really. And then you just go back to that discussion in episode 21 of last season, and your heart was just emotional with that conversation. And so whereas John hasn't been around for a very, like, I would say a very long time, I guess, it's still something that is very, very emotional, given his interactions with his sons, given everything that has come out in the past season in regards to the boys and their relationship with John. So yeah, but it was a really, really fantastic first episode. Very emotional, definitely. And an episode that I definitely do feel like sets things up very significantly for this season. So, yeah, obviously I feel like Dean, he is a lot more aggressive, I would say. And obviously I feel like he's going to be in pursuit of this demon, especially since there might be that clarity for Dean that he wasn't to blame, and he's going to go after this demon for everything that he has caused for the Winchesters. So it's just basically a suicide mission at this point, because of the fact that now that demon has the cult. So what can you do to fend off this monstrosity? But I also really loved the concept that obviously we saw in Faith that Dean was so close to death. Yeah, I really love the idea that when we had Sam in that episode called John, hey, your son nearly died and you're not here. But in this episode, John did more than just be here. He gave his own life so Dean could live. So I feel like that kind of continuity is really, really good. It's heartbreaking, but it's really good to see. So yeah, but yeah, Dean cheating death once again. But I also really love the aspects of the Reaper being there, as well as him being in this limbo state. And not just that, though, but the concept of angry spirits, about there is this refusal of death. And here we are. So, yeah, but I also just really love the idea that we have this bottle episode, really, that has so much death and has these, has this idea of spirits pondering in the hospital as well. Like, you had Dean going around, and then you had Tessa, but obviously she was revealed to be the Reaper. But I was just thinking about how deep it was to have this idea of these like spirits just pondering around this hospital, because usually there are a lot of cases where it comes to the end of your life and you spend it in the hospital. And I don't know, I just really love the aspect of Dean just being in between spaces, in between death, in between living again, and he's in this limbo and he's just pondering around this hospital. So the idea of like these spirits, in a sense, just pondering around this hospital is just a very, very interesting concept. But no, I really, really loved the conversation with Dean and the Reaper, and how it was Dean's time, especially given the Faith episode. But like I said, I just loved the how in depth it was, the conversation between him and the Reaper. So yeah, I just really love how there were obviously links to episode 12, season 1, to this episode, and just how powerful it was. Like I said, I did fear for Dean so much because of the fact that when he faced off against the demon, there was already a bit of blood being lost anyways. So another one of, I guess, the demon's agents crashing into Dean, not going to help matters. And did we get a very, very interesting episode, a very interesting opener to delve in towards. So, but I also really love how Sam was just there, not giving up whatsoever. Well, the entire family didn't really give up, really. So, it's just, I feel like Sam is definitely going to be feeling a lot of weight on his shoulders with how John said, "You should have taken the shot when I told you to." That's going to escalate with the fact that John's dead. It didn't matter in the end, because it's been a few days, I think, yeah. So he only bought John a few more days, really. And I can see Sam just beating himself up in regards to the fact that John said this, "I should have taken the shot." So yeah. But I am also really intrigued to see what John told Dean in regards to, because I'm assuming it's all about Sam, especially with how the demon teased about Sam in this episode. So I'm assuming what John whispered to Dean is not only something that we're going to find out probably the last episode of this season, but also it's going to be very interesting to see what exactly he said. But like I said, I'm assuming it's about Sam. So yeah, but it was just really, really, yeah. What a really, really powerful episode. And I just really loved it because it was essentially a bottle episode. Obviously, the first 5 minutes we saw the aftermath of what happened with the truck incident, but apart from that, we just spent the rest of the time in this hospital. And, yeah, it was just really, really powerful. So, I'm not going to lie, I thought we would have seen a lot more of John throughout the show, to be fair. Obviously, I feel like in later seasons, it might be a bit more testing, because obviously I know that Jeffrey Dean Morgan, obviously he played Negan in The Walking Dead, as well as the whole, I guess, him prepping for the Snyderverse that didn't happen. So, yeah, because obviously things went a lot... If DC were a lot more organised, he would have been Thomas Wayne in the Flashpoint movie, but instead they're making a complete hash of it. So the fact that the CW version of Flashpoint is going to be a lot more better than the DCEU version is just mind-blowing. I'm ranting, but... No, I had a feeling that things might be a bit more limited in future seasons with The Walking Dead in mind. But I didn't expect him to go this early, to be fair. And I'm just really worried about the boys' mentality coming into future episodes, because there is going to be a lot of blame on... I hope it doesn't escalate to the point where they blame one another, but I do feel like they're going to be blaming themselves quite a bit. Sam's going to be blaming himself. Dean's going to be blaming himself. So, and if anything, Supernatural Season 1 did a very, very good job at going in that emotional depth of the boys. So I can definitely see that happening, in especially with John, especially since they've lost their mother. And for Sam, he lost Jess. Now they've both lost their father. So the emotional depth that these next few episodes is going to bring is going to be very, very... I'm going to be prepared for pain. So I feel like I should be with Supernatural as a whole, but no, I was not expecting pain to be a front runner for what I would be feeling for the beginning of the season. So yeah, but no, what a really great start. Painful, but great start to season 2, should I say, of Supernatural. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!